I spent 15 years as a teacher, and just 3 years into my new career in tech, I found myself staring down into the terrible job market in a very saturated market for data analysis. I did what I could do and just started applying. I applied to 39 jobs total. Three of these turned into real opportunity. One ended after I had the phone screen and found out the salary was too low. One took me all the way to the final round, and I thought I had a chance, but then they went with another candidate. And then this third one became the job I have right now as a senior data analyst. Now that you have the background, let's talk about what got me the role. One of the first things that I did was I gave up only looking for remote jobs. I opened up my search to hybrid and to on-site jobs in my area. My reasoning was that remote was going to be competing with people from everywhere, all over the world. So going local helped reduce the pool of competition, and it's just easier to compete locally than globally. I also focused on new postings, so job within the first 24 hours up to 48 hours. Then I thought about where I could actually have an advantage. I have a master's in data science, and I've worked on machine learning projects and done end-to-end data research. I could have focused on machine learning or data science jobs, but I was looking for a way to set myself apart as a newer data professional. I needed to create a pool where my technical skills weren't just the minimum requirement. So instead of looking for jobs that I qualified for on paper, I looked for opportunities where I can combine my skills and give me an advantage. I targeted data analytics roles where my technical background might actually be unusual, and the team I ended up in does a lot of work in Excel. In this world, Python is compelling, and my data science background combined with my 15 years of teaching got very interesting. I can explain complicated things to non-technical people. I can teach and upskill people. I can work with highly technical data scientists, data engineers, and I can also sit in a room with non-technical leaders and understand what they're trying to accomplish. Before I even got an interview for this job, the application asked for my salary expectation. Remember, I need a job, and it would have been really easy for me to lower my numbers, but I didn't sell myself short. I gave them the number I thought my experience was worth, and in this case, it worked. And knowing what I know now, I actually understand a little better why it worked. Can't share the details, but trust me, don't let desperation become your positioning. Once I got into the interview, I wasn't just focused on answering their questions, I was listening for clues. Through the conversation and the questions I asked, I was listening for what they were working on, what was working for them, what wasn't working for them, what were they trying to build. I'd been part of the kind of transformation this team was trying to create in my previous roles. So I leaned into that experience. I would say things like, when our team tackled something like this, here's what we ran into with our stakeholders, and here's how we worked through it. I know that resonated because the hiring manager would go deeper, which gave me even more clues about the work. Listen to what they actually need. If you have relevant experience, connect the dot for them. Don't wait for them to connect it for you. Once I understood what they were trying to accomplish, and I processed some data in Python and created a Power BI dashboard just for them. I walked them through my code, my data ingestion process, and finally the dashboard output. All this is what I did and got the offer. I went from a research analyst to a senior data analyst in this process. And I just wanted to share my experience because even if one person can take something that I said here and find some leverage that they haven't considered yet, and that could maybe lead them to their next role, I would be so overjoyed. 39 applications, one role. All you need is just for one company to say yes.